As parents, we always look out for a holistic development of our children. And if your children are with special needs, then we should take that extra care in building as many skills as possible so that they will achieve a near holistic development. From today, I'm going to start a new series which talks about developing skills to our children with developmental disabilities. If you want to know more about this, you are at the right place. This channel, Dignity in Disability, will give you a lot of information on developmental disabilities and topics related to that. So stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, Dignity in Disabilities. As parents of children with special needs, we always try to build as many skills as possible to our children. And this holistic development can be achieved if we go step by step and build their skills across all domains of development, that is physical, cognitive, emotional, and social development, and also work on their ability to earn a livelihood for themselves and their families. So in this series, I'm going to talk about building as many skills as possible across these 4 domains. I'm Anuradha Deshpande, mother of a young man experiencing intellectual disability. I am also a banker turned clinical psychologist, counselor, and a special educator. And currently, I'm a digital coach, founder of Care and Care Life Skill Academy, and I'm on a mission to empower 100,000 parents of children experiencing any form of developmental disabilities to help them navigate into a life of independence and dignity. Through my channel, Dignity in Disability, I bring to you 2 weekly episodes of Tuesday Facts and Friday Facts. And today, on every Tuesday, I'm starting a new series of building various skills. And today's skills are physical skills or gross motor skills. Let us look into our presentation and understand what these gross skills are all about. And before we do that, please subscribe my channel and click the like button. Share this video with as many people as possible so that many people will benefit out of it. So let us go into our presentation and check out what are these gross motor skills. Welcome back to this presentation. So we are going to talk about gross motor skills. Let us understand what are these gross motor skills. Gross motor skills are those physical skills which are very, very necessary to perform a lot of activities which we do regularly, like walking, running, jumping, playing, and also object control activities like catching, throwing, pushing, pulling, picking, etc. Although the term is gross motor skills and it is a physical skill, but it helps us in various aspects of our life. And it's very, very important for us to develop these physical skills. So why do we need these gross motor skills? How do they help us? It helps us to having a very healthier brain. How? As we move, the happy chemicals known as endorphins, they are released and they do a lot of goodness to our well-being. Then secondly, when we are very active and learning new skills, makes our brain adaptable to new information. Our brain constantly is forming many schemes, and if you start learning new skills, then it will store it in their memory that this is something which can be used at some point of time. So learning enthuses our brain to more information. Every time we move, we make new connections, and that helps in rewiring of our brain. By just doing these gross motor skills, we are also developing our brain. Secondly, it gives us a healthier body. Gross motor skills involve a lot of movement of our body. So motor skills helps us better muscle tone, more regular heart rate, respiration, blood pressure, and it also gives us good bone density. That goes to improve our chances of having very fewer injuries. So these aspects applies to our children with special needs. So we have to involve them in as many physical activity as possible to develop their gross motor skills, so that they will not only have a healthier body but also have a healthier mind. So coordination. When we move, we use both sides of our brain, which improves our coordination and ability to cross midline. That means there is an invisible line from our nostril, tip of our nose to our pelvic, and that divides our body into right and left. So the coordination between our right and left is possible because of physical activities and gross motor skills. It also provides us with better balancing, better hand coordination and accuracy. Hand coordination, all these things are very, very essential for learning, writing, drawing, all these skills. Hand coordination is very much needed. Even playing games. When you throw a ball, your eye and hand, they coordinate, come in coordination. And if you develop your physical skills or gross motor skills, then you will have a better coordination of your different muscles. It helps in improving our social skills. If we are able to engage with others through physical activity, movement, and playing some game or talking with them or going for an outing or working with them, then we increase our social skills. And when we interact with others and develop our social skills, we also develop our self-esteem and general well-being of our life. So what started as a simple physical skill, it helps us in so many different ways. So what are the components of these gross motor skills? We know it is helpful for walking and running and other activities like catching, throwing. But what are the components of these? Let us see. So we will be learning about the building blocks. If we want to build a very strong gross motor and physical skills, then we should be developing and working on all these aspects of it. The first one is muscular strength. It is an ability to exert force against resistance. Example like lifting some weight or climbing a staircase or a hill. So by doing those activities, you develop muscular strength. Then muscular endurance is the ability of our muscles or group of muscles to exert force repeatedly against resistance. Example, cycling, swimming. We repeatedly do those activities. While swimming freestyle, we use both the hands and we do those activities which is against the resistance. So it builds the endurance to work and indulge in those activities. Next is motor planning, the ability to move our body with appropriate sequencing and timing to perform bodily movements with refined control. Simple tasks like dressing has to be coordinated and different motor skills have to be planned together. Just pulling your pants up, so you stand with a posture which balancing yourself, and then you pull your hands with your hands. So many, there is a planning. It has to be done in a sequence. Some activities have to be done in a sequence. Some activities have to be repeated. So all these planning has to happen. And if you develop good gross motor skills, then you will be automatically developing your motor planning skills. Motor learning is a change in the motor behavior resulting from practice or past experience. Example is practicing a song or a dance. repeatedly you use that. Here we use oral motor skills, but in singing, whereas in a dancing sequence you use your gross motor muscles. Then postural control, the ability to stabilize the trunk, the neck, and enable coordination of other limbs. So we talked about dressing, walking in a moving train or a boat. These requires good postural control. Sensory processing is the accurate registration, interpretation, and response we give to the sensory stimuli in our environment and adjust it to our own body. This is sensory processing. The next is body awareness. How conscious and connected you are to your own body. This is a very important aspect of gross motor skills. Body awareness is very essential to perform our day-to-day activities, especially all the self-care skills. You should know where your body organs are moving, and you should know how far you have to bend to tie the lace of your shoe. Next is balancing. Balancing is the ability to control your body's position, whether stationary or while moving. Like if you see somebody running towards you, you should be able to adjust your body in such a way that you don't hit those persons. This is a stationary part of it, balancing. Or while skiing, you have to just balance your body so that you put the right amount of weight on one side, bend in the curves, and go straight wherever it's necessary. The next is coordination. Coordination is the ability to integrate multiple movements by different organs of the body. Examples: aiming a dart or writing from a blackboard. These needs many skills like eye-hand coordination. You have to look at the board and then copy it in your notebook. It requires eye-hand coordination. We talked about crossing midline. The ability to cross the imaginary line running from a person's nose to the pelvis, dividing the body into left and right sides. So that decides which is our dominant hand and how we perform all those activities, which requires, again, dressing skills require crossing the midline, which is your left side, which is your right side. All these aspects will help you in dressing properly. Next is proprioception. This is the information that the brain receives from our muscles and joints to make us aware of the body position and body movement, like walking, dancing. These are some of the examples. Muscle tone. Muscle tone is the amount of tension or resistance to movement in our muscles. Muscle tones also contributes to the control, speed, and amount of movement we can achieve. So how do we improve these gross motor skills? All these components we have to develop if we have to work towards gross motor skills. We can do that, and we can help our children learn all these skills through activities to improve these gross motor skills. Let us see what are they. Play hopscotch to develop your child's ability to jump, balance on one leg, hop in different directions, and improve motor accuracy. I have played this game so very often that unknowingly I have developed my balance and motor accuracy. So these games, which are long forgotten, we should reintroduce to our child, and we should be playing with them so that they will improve it naturally. Then Simon says for body awareness and movement planning. Following the leader, we can play those games for body awareness and movement planning. Wheelbarrow walking races for upper body strength. It's a little difficult activity. Your child walks on their hands and you hold their legs. It's a difficult activities, but you have to see that you perform them under the instructions of your occupational therapist or doctors. Unstable surfaces. Walking on unstable surfaces like large pillows, it requires a lot of effort and it increases overall body strength when they have to manage through those surfaces which are uneven. Then pretend to be different animals, and through bear walks, crab walks, and frog jumps, Develop your child's coordination, core, and strength. Walk along the balancing beam, line on the ground, or sidewalk curb, and pretend that the ground has crocodiles and sharks that the child needs to avoid. Then play tug of war, where you and your child hold opposite ends of a rope and try to pull each other over. Kneel on the ground and play balloon volleyball. Try to keep the balloon off the ground for as long as possible so that you can ensure your child does not rest their bottom on their feet when kneeling. So they develop their core strength. You don't have to do a lot of exercise to develop that. Just make it very fun and play with your child. Even your core will improve. Then bouncing on a trampoline is a fun activity for improving coordination, rhythm, and aerobic fitness. The surface of the trampoline is constantly moving, which is a great way for improving your balance. Catching and balancing. Standing with one foot on a ball while catching another ball encourages balance while practicing catching and throwing. Then large balls. Begin catching with large ball, balloon, and only after the skill is mastered, move to a smaller size ball. Obstacle course. Age appropriate obstacle course can be, it would be great fun. You can keep a furniture, a chair in between so that the child has to move around, and or we can make them crawl and underneath the furniture or chair if it is possible and if it is safe. If you go to the playground, there are jungle gym and balancing rods and beams. Those are very good activity for your children to develop gross motor skills. Then swimming is helpful as the water provides some resistance to help your child to develop muscle strength. These are some of the ways you can increase the gross motor skills of your child and yourselves. I'll be talking more about each of these components of gross motor skills, especially muscle endurance, balancing, coordination. These are very, very important aspect of it. So I'll be talking in great deal about all these components of gross motor skills. If you like this video, please go and give me a thumbs up, and also write your comments in the comment box so that I will be able to make more videos according to your needs. So that brings us to the end of today's topic, that is gross motor skills, in our series of developing skills to our children to make their life independent and full of dignity. CARE Life Skill Curriculum is a complete curriculum with hundreds of skills across all these domains. If you're interested in learning more about these skills, then please register to my webinar. The link to which is given in the description box. That's all from me in this Tuesday Facts. I'll see you this Friday with another episode of Friday Facts. See you then.